Hello, everyone. To begin, I'm not adding anything to the existing pool of knowledge about the Skeptic Feminist killing. And so, if that's what you're looking for, click away, click away. I'm going to be talking about the ethics of possibly going to see the arraignment and or trial personally. And the this conversation came about because 2 days ago I took a picture of the Mesa County Judicial System's website, and I did a search for Russian Deadpool's real name, which is out on a whole bunch of news sites that are covering this case, and I came up with the docket number and everything, and I said, you know what? That's pretty close to where I live. I'm in Denver. That's in the Grand Junction area, And this is a pretty interesting thing, and I have covered different court cases before, like Bob Kraus and the Kappelman cases, both for medical marijuana. And then, I've come out with different court information before, like on Tattoo Skin 72 and the Laughing Witch thing, that a third of you guys that are subscribed to me are here because of that. So I've been interested in court cases for a very long time and put out information on this YouTube channel. And so I was like, it's not that far out of my way, for me to be doing something like that. It's interesting to me. It would help out a lot of people and their understanding. So I'm like, maybe if there's a trial for this killing, maybe I'll go cover it, and maybe make a thing out of it. No, so some people messaged me after I tweeted out that picture and said that it was wrong of me to do. And some people tweeted at me like, dude, seriously. And they have their own point of view on this, but some of it is that it's possibly doxing. What if he is innocent? You don't know anything about this, and you have no stake in the matter. And I went ahead and tweeted out a picture of me in the area where it happened, because I do have stake in that community. You'll see videos on this website, on this channel, of me covering conferences in the skeptic and atheist circles in Grand Junction, and actually footage of the alleged killer in my videos of that. And so, and this is from years ago. So I have a little bit of grounds. Plus, this is a person from the Great Debate community and the Rad FemRA discussion community that I feel like this is interesting enough that I feel invested, in finding out what the disposition of this case will be. So, for those that are saying that it's none of my business, either in personal messages or tweeting it out for everyone to see, or even Harley, the third wheel of that menage a trois, saying on her own on the Twitter where she said, "Please leave us to our own business." Even that. I feel like we all want to know this. We all want to know what happened. We all want to know. And I think it's of interest to the community enough that saying that nobody has any business finding out information about this case, I think, is just not a very good argument. So I did come up with reasons myself why I don't want to go now to this arraignment that will be happening next Tuesday. And reason number one, if it's an arraignment, the most that Russian Deadpool will be saying openly in that court would be guilty or not guilty, and then his public pretender will be speaking the rest of whatever happens in that short little session. And so for me to start my day at like 3 a.m., to drive 4 hours out to the Mesa County Courthouse just to see somebody say guilty or not guilty, and maybe, have some breakfast and then drop off some antique furniture at one of my family members' houses there. For me to do all that and then drive 4 hours all the way back just to hear those words would be worth it if I could take a camera into the courtroom. But it's been my experience that there are no cameras allowed in the courtroom unless you get prior permission. And with a case such as this, I don't think that I would get that permission. And outside of that, I mean, I could take a video outside the courthouse saying what happened, but it wouldn't be any different, really, in its substance than people just finding out from what's bound to be all of the reporters that are going to be in that courtroom just on the net, And if I'm not adding anything to the conversation, if I'm not finding out any new information, then why go to that, right? But that's just the arraignment part, If he were to say not guilty, or not guilty by reason of insanity, or anything else that would result in a trial, then I think I might go. And I would block out a whole vacation around it. I would be like, you know what, Misty, let's go to Dinosaur National Park and Arches National Park, and then every day that the trial was going, I would go into town, and I would watch the whole thing, and I would come report all the details to all of you, probably upload it from Starbucks, But that's not what's happening now on Tuesday. It's just the arraignment. It's the first hearing, and so, it's really not worth it, considering I wouldn't be saying anything that you couldn't find out just an hour before my video would even get uploaded, and other YouTubers had already said it. And really, without the ability to take footage in a courtroom like I would a city council meeting or anything else that I put up on my channel, it's not worth it to me. Especially because of climate change in Colorado. Even though it's May, this is the weather forecast for the Vail Pass that's between me and Grand Junction, Denver and Grand Junction. Vail Pass will be having snow on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? And then on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's going to be raining, right? And in my experience with I-70, with those kind of weather conditions and temperatures dropping into the 30s, and then there's wind chill involved, you're going to have a lot of snow drift and ice and just crappy road conditions. So when I say 4-hour drive, that's in good summer months, not in this shifted winter that happens during the summer months. This is basically, I would have to get up at midnight to be relatively certain that I would make it on time for that 8 a.m. hearing. And that really pushes what's worth it to me. But that said, if there's a trial, I will definitely be looking into it. But none of my reasons have anything to do with the privacy of Russian Deadpool. right? Alexander. And the first thing that struck me when people were saying this to me, and I started watching other people's videos, right? Bering made a short video like, wow, fuck. That's what it said at the end. And he didn't really stress Alexander's real name, right? He didn't stress the victim's name either at that time, and hasn't, that I've seen. But the first thing that struck me was I see like Kazum's video where he calls him RDP, right? And then he starts calling him Russian Deadpool. I'm like, so you think this guy's being helped out by you maintaining the suspense that he might be innocent, and then you're going to make videos about him calling him Russian Deadpool, and people who might be potential jurors looking up the Skeptic Feminist are going to see his name associated with Russian Deadpool, and he's on trial for fucking murder, and you think that's helping him? He needs to be, if he's going to have a fair trial, he needs to have his name as far away from Russian Deadpool in association as possible. He's on trial for shooting someone. That's not helping. That's not helping at all. And even when potential jurors might look up his name and find that he was a former member of the Western Colorado Freethinkers and Atheists, it's no, that's not going to help him either. Just the channel name Skeptic Feminist is not going to help him, especially if the jury of his peers has peers selected from the western slope of fucking Colorado. No, that's not going to help him. I think that people should be calling him Alexander if they want him to have a more fair trial. So the DMs that I got that were saying that I need to respect his privacy because I'd be hurting him, because maybe he'll be found innocent and then want to rejoin the community, and he'll want to rejoin with the same anonymity that he had before the cat was let out of the bag. No, I think that what I just said outweighs what you're saying. So yeah, go ahead and keep calling him Russian Deadpool and thinking that you are helping him out. That's brilliant. Anyways, I think in the past we've already come across certain YouTubers that were a threat to our community, being the Great Debate community or RadFemRA communities. And we've already made determinations that these people being doxxed was the right thing to do. For instance, people following each scam that Josh Clark, a.k.a. Ashes the Raven to most of you, each scam that he would do, people would follow him and then remind the new people of all of his past transgressions to the internet communities that he's been a part of, or the real life communities where he has pulled off a bunch of scams and had them going for a long time. There was the whole damage report website that Exiled had that kept track of all of it, and she still has that whole archive to share with new victims as they come up. Yeah, I think there are points to where we've already established that doxing or spreading things that already are out there is okay, and I think the protection of the community from dangers is one of those things. And if somebody who is now charged with the alleged crime of murder is not enough for people to think that that threshold is met, then I don't know what is. So yeah, if you have a different opinion, I'd like to hear it below, and please make your case really good, because some of the DMs that I got were just really knee jerk and really absolutist in the whole don't spread someone's name and their personal information at all ever. You know, people had some real weird reactions to what I tweeted out.